My greetings to all my dear viewers and my wishes to each and every one of you who are watching my videos, that is Jacintha's spoken English videos. So for the last two videos were about voices because now the examinations are about to approach. Now the children are preparing for the examinations, public examinations, school students as well as college students. So as per the request of some of them, some of the teachers even, I am doing voices now, little. For 2 or 3 videos we will do that, which will also help in our spoken English. So we have done voices changing from active to passive, that is simple tense, even past tense or present tense can be changed from active to passive using one of the be forms we have done. For example, I finished my lunch. My lunch was finished by me. I completed my homework, or my little child completed her homework. The little child's homework was completed by her. In that way we can have be forms for changing from active to passive, and we should always have by. Then for continuous we have to introduce one word, being. That also we have seen, like I am drawing a picture. A picture is being drawn by me. The children are listening. Our children are learning English. English is being learnt by the children. So the children subject, so we say children are learning English because children is the subject. So when you put them into passive voice, this sentence into passive voice, we will have English as a subject. So English is being learnt. So we introduce being, and the third form of the verb, verb 1, verb 2, verb 3 we get. We have to form the verb 3 to make it into passive form. So by is important, then verb 3 it becomes, that is also important. And then for continuous tense we will have being. Then when it is perfect tense, all the children had finished their homework. When we say it is past perfect tense, all the students had written the exam. The exam had been written. So we introduce the word been. Had been written is the verb 3 form. So all these we have done. Just once again I am brushing up. So now with modals also we have got the active and passive form. Modals are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, and must is also there. These are the modals, and with modals also we have active voice sentences, and they will be changed into passive form. And this sort of exercises you will have for school level as well as in the college level. And when you have modals, we have to form the passive form with be. When there is I shall do this work. I shall help her. Simple way we can form a sentence. I shall help her. Shall is a modal. So when we change it, or how it becomes she, her. When it is object, it is her. When it becomes the subject, we have to say it as she. Then shall will become will. Then we have to introduce the word be. She will be helped by me. Okay, she will be helped by me. So you have got in this way, any modal can be changed into passive form by introducing a word be. Otherwise, all are the same. That is, verb will become the verb 3 form, past participle form, and you have to introduce a by. But with modals, we should introduce a word be. I can do this work. This work can be done by me. The little baby can drink the milk. The milk can be drunk by the little baby. So with can, could, must, there is a word called must, which is usually for giving the rules and regulations and insisting on something we say. No, I must reach the school before 9:30. The school must be reached by me before 9:30. All the staff must sign in the register before 10 o'clock. The register must be signed by all the staff before 10 o'clock. The peon must ring the bell at 8:30 a.m. The bell must be rung by the peon before 8:30. Like this, we have got with must many sentences. In the morning, very often we hear the mothers and fathers ordering the children, you must get ready soon. It is time to go to school. You must enter the school bus before 8 o'clock. So you have to enter, you must enter. For all these, we use the modals. And when all these are put into passive form, we should have a word be to make them into passive form. Do this work, when we say also, it is an order. So we say, this work must be done. You must do this work. This work must be done by you. So like this, for all these sentences with will or may or shall, should, everything, when we change them into passive form, we must have a word be. So it is very simple, very easy to remember, no? So when we discuss about the active and passive, always remember these points, no? When they are in the simple past tense or simple present tense, we should have one of the be forms. You know, be forms, is and are will be the present tense, and same was and were will be the past tense. You know, I have finished all the nuts. I cracked all the nuts. This is simple, no, not had. I cracked all the nuts. Simple sentence, no? I cracked all the nuts. All the nuts were cracked. It is plural and past tense, so we say were cracked. So in that way, simple present tense or simple past tense can be changed into passive form by using one of the be forms, and the usual system is to have a by. When we have to make the doer say use it with by. She had drawn the picture means the picture had been drawn by her. So by is always used. He kicked the ball. The ball was kicked by him. Was kicked by him. He kicked at the ball. Somebody knocked at the door. When we say the door was knocked at by someone. So what happens is one of the be forms is there. Then as usual for all the passive voices we must have by. Then the verb must be in the third form, verb 3. These are all general rules for passive form. You must have a word by to make the subject do it. Subject, we will make the subject to be done, to do that. So active form, the subject will be done. Passive form, what happens? The subject will be made to do. So in that way only we introduce by. Then the verb will be always in its third form. Verb 1 is present tense, verb 2 is past tense, verb 3 is past participle. Then when it is continuous tense, so the dog is biting the bones. The dog is biting the bones, continuous tense. It is going on biting, no? So the dog is biting the bones. When we change it into passive form, we say the bones are, because the dog is singular, so we say the dog is biting. The bones When you change it into passive voice, what happens? The bones, it is plural. The bones are being bitten. Bite is, the third form is bitten. B-I-T-T-E-N. So the bones are being bitten by the dog. So we introduce the word being. For all it is like that. For all the continuous forms we introduce the word being. And then the verb 3. Then by, these are all the common rules. Then for perfect tense we introduce the word being. And my pet dog had swallowed the bone. A piece of bone. My pet dog had swallowed the piece of bone. So I am always giving such examples only because this spoken English is just to talk about our home matters, what happens at home. So if you are interested in narrating about our pet dog to your neighbor or to your friend, you can say that, you know what happened last night? My little dog became sick. And I wanted to ask the veterinary doctor and the veterinary doctor told me to find out the reason. And I could find out the reason, and the reason was that my pet dog had swallowed as bone, as big bone. So when you put it into passive voice, usually we say in active voice only when we talk to our friends. So it can be put into passive voice in this way. The big bone had been swallowed by my little dog, my pet dog, last night. So it became sick. So in that way, then we can say for future tense, my mother will call me now. I will be called by my mother now. The teacher will surely punish the disobedient children. The disobedient children will be surely punished by the teacher. So the modals are will, would, shall, should and must. So we must complete the homework every day. So the homework must be completed by us every day. If not, we will be punished by the teacher. No, that is passive form. We will be punished by the teacher. So here also be is the common, is the word which we have to add with the modals. By the teacher, by is the commonly I said, no. Passive form means you must use the by. Word by you must introduce, and then for modals means you have to introduce a word be. Otherwise all the verb 3 will be the common one. So in that way just have some tips. Now for when first you have to identify which type of tense it is. Simple past or present tense means be forms. When it is in the continuous tense you have to add a word being. When it is perfect tense have, has or had, you have to introduce a word been. Then when you have the modals, we have to introduce a word be. Otherwise, commonly the verb will be in its third form and we have to introduce a word by also. These tips, if you remember, you will be able to do very correctly your voices. We will do 1 or 2 more videos based on this. So all the very best for the students and for everybody. Bye for today.